Isn't January the perfect time to start a new planner? But instead of a memory-keeping planner, I started a new garden journaling planner. I want to dedicate a page to each of the flowers in my garden. Come join me and make my first page on sunflowers. My name is Julia and I'm an enthusiastic card maker and paper crafter from Austria. Welcome to my channel, Julie's Kreativschatzkiste. So one of my crafty goals for 2025 is to start journaling, but I'm not sure how well I can keep up with a weekly journaling page, so I try something different instead. My idea is to dedicate a journal to the flowers in my garden, and I want to make a page for each of the flowers. This way, I can make the pages at my own pace if I cannot keep up with the weekly planning. That being said, I still plan to make a journal with weekly memory keeping. Let's see how that goes. As you see, my first page is about my sunflowers. I have already printed out a photo. For my base page in the planner, I used this die set from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's called Planner Essentials 39 Torn Paper Page with Frames, and I really like this torn edge. By the way, the paper I use is also from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's from the Everyday Elements line and it's called Beautiful Bounty. I've used vintage photo to color my edges for a vintage look. As I have this die set out, I also try out the frames that are included in the die set. And one of them fits my sunflower photo perfectly, so I'm going to use that. I cut it out from a darker teal paper, coming from the same paper set. This frame die is very clever because it not only cuts out the frame, but it also cuts out the inner pieces. And if you use double-sided paper, for example, you can just turn the pieces that fell out of the frame, and you at once have a really nice pattern in your frame. In preparation of my page, I have already die cut, colored and assembled these two other pieces. They are also from dies from Elizabeth Craft Designs. The sunflower is called Florals 26, and the other one is from the Everyday Elements line, Layered Birds. The colors I chose are matching on one hand the sunflower photo, and on the other hand the background paper. I simply colored the die cut pieces with distress oxides, by the way. What you see me doing in the video here all the time is trying to arrange my pieces on the page so that I like the layout. Particularly with the bird, I had some thinking to do, because I didn't want it floating around on the page. So I tried to put a rectangle behind it, but I didn't like that very much. Before I took a decision there, I decided to work on my frame. I cut out the same frame I had already cut out, but this time of cream white paper. And I'm now going to color these inside pieces in the matching color of the sunflower. And I use Wild Honey Distress Oxide, which is really one of my favorite colors from the Distress line. Now it's time to commit on my photo frame, so I cut down my photo so that it fits my frame. And as I want to paper piece the frame, I also glue it all down on a square piece of paper, which I cut out exactly in the size of the die cut. Then I glued my frame on top of it, and subsequently I used these yellow colored paper pieces to complete the frame for my sunflower. Alright, so the square behind the frame wasn't exactly cut to size, but I'm cutting it to size right now. I really like the way that looks. And of course I also wanted a vintage frame, which is why I colored the edges of the frame with my well-used vintage photo. And as I had the Distress Oxide out already, I did the same to my sunflower. So now that the focal point of our page is finished, the rearranging started again. And you can see already that I decided to use the frame which I cut out from cream white paper before as kind of base for my bird, so that it doesn't fly around loosely on the page. So now that I decided on the final layout for my page, it is time to think about the reinforcers, because as you see on the left side of the page, there's some color missing, I think. I decided then on these perfect flower reinforcements, which also come from Elizabeth Craft Designs. At first I used my vintage photo on the reinforcements individually before gluing them down, but then I decided not to care too much and just glue them down, and then go over all the reinforcements at once with my blending brush, which worked really fine actually. And I'm sure you recognize a theme. As I had my ink out already, I also colored my second frame with vintage photo. I don't plan to do much journaling in this planner, but I want to have some kind of label, of course, with the date when I took the photo. So I used a stamp set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, which I then stamped out on my cream white paper in my vintage photo Distress Oxide. And of course, the rearranging starts again. I don't trust my handwriting to be as beautiful as I would like to have it, which is why I use my pencil to kind of sketch it out first. Anyway, in spite of all the sketching out first, I didn't love the result, but I plan to get better and I'll keep practicing. Just in case you're wondering, Sonnenblume is the German word for sunflower. Because of course my journal has to be bilingual. So now the time for the final commitment. I use liquid glue to glue down all the pieces for my planner page. I actually wanted to be the label above the sunflower stem, but I didn't think and glued it down before. My solution to that was cut the stem in two and glue it down on both sides of my label. This was actually kind of a lucky mistake, because you see at the right lower corner, there was something missing anyway because it was too empty. Now it's filled with the stem of the sunflower, which I really liked. So I'm really proud. This is my first page finished in my garden planner journal. So I'm really excited and motivated to continue this endeavor, and I really hope you follow me when I document the other flowers in my garden. I put this page in my planner, which of course you probably guessed already is also from Elizabeth Craft Designs. As you see, I have already cut out some pages which are not decorated yet, so you know what we are going to do in the videos I plan already in my head. I hope you like my page and my idea of a garden journal, and if you do, please leave me a comment or a like, and I would be very glad if you would subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. See you next time, servus!